Help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more Browns-focused content. It's always a pleasure to have on Mr. Tyvis Powell. Happy that you could get a break in your very, very busy schedule. I just want to put this out here. I don't know if this is coincidental or not, but I don't think you've ever made an appearance on my channel where you're not like decked out in Guardians gear. Like I was like, damn, you the bench coach for the Guardians. You look like you about to tell somebody to come out the bullpen right now. Like, let's look at the lefty out the bullpen.
Well, to be fair, the only hat that I always wear is a Guardians hat. And that's simply because it's a reminder, like I'm from Cleveland, you know.
Yes.
And the only reason that I wear Guardians particularly is because they are the only sport that actually wears hats. Like you can get a Browns hat, but they wear helmets. You can get
feel off brand, right?
Yeah, you get a Cavs hat, they don't wear hats. And like to me, the Guardians is actually a part of the uniform. So for me, that's why I rock the Guardians cap.
That's the same reason I do too. It's just the way that you're cut off here on your camera angle, you can't tell that's an Ohio State hoodie. So it just looked like you you on the bench on the Guardians. About to get somebody to come in. But we're talking about the Browns today. And this is, I think everybody can recognize that this is a pretty crucial offseason for the Cleveland Browns. Andrew Berry has said this as much himself, right? It's been interesting because, Andrew Berry's usually pretty close to the chest. He's basically said in 3 separate occasions, we got money, we're going to spend it on offense, and we're going to use these draft picks on offense, like multiple times.
Yeah.
They know what they have to address. The Browns offense was, if you look at like EPA per play, like one of the worst offenses in the last 10 years for the last 2 years in a row. You got Denzel Ward at Super Bowl row, like, hey, man, our offense was terrible. How bad does the offense has to be for Denzel Ward of all people to be like, hey man, I got to keep it a buck. You know what happened last year.
It's one of the things you can't hide it. Like it ain't no running away from it. Everybody knows what it is. It's like, he gonna come up there and say, yeah, we could have been better defensively. Yeah, that might be true, but at the end of the day, everybody know that the offense did not show up on Sundays.
Yeah. So if you're the Browns, you have money. I think I was reading Jack Duffin. He said that they could probably have somewhere between like a $70 to $100 million cash budget for this year. How do you go about using the money in free agency? And is free agency this year about putting yourself in a position so that you can't say no?
Yeah.
So you don't have to say no to like a player that you feel like is a premium player at the top of the draft?
Yeah.
Or is this kind of like overall, we're just going to go all hands on deck on offense no matter what?
So I think that the mistake that I think we got to go with, you have to take the best guy available because the draft is the only place where you can actually you can acquire a top talent. You know what I'm saying? And so many times people pigeonhole themselves into, well, we need an offensive tackle, so I got to take an offensive tackle, even though the receiver might be the top talent in this draft, or that edge rusher might be the top talent in this draft. So I think for the Browns, the best case scenario is at 6, like I would love for them to take a tackle or something like that. But let's be real. Like, how many tackles as rookies come in and just dominate right away? Especially left tackle. Look at Will Campbell against the Super Bowl. Like, I think he was the #1 tackle taken off the board, right? He was the first tackle.
Yeah, he went to the Patriots,
which when they had like the 3rd pick or
6 or something like that. It was like right before us or right after us.
Yeah, so like think about that. He was presented as the best tackle, and he did well. But in that Super Bowl, it came to light. They was going after him. I mean, he had a rough game. So I think for the Browns, I would love for them to attack free agency, like get the line intact through free agency, because you want a veteran line. You don't want these young guys coming in. I don't get me wrong, you could put a couple of rookie pieces in there, but like at essential positions. Now the problem with tackle is there's not going to be a top tackle in the draft in the free agency. Nobody's letting the left tackle go to free agency. So that right there is a problem in itself, to where you actually might have no choice but to take that tackle at 6. But to me personally, you got to build that lineup. I want a veteran line out there, because no matter if Shador or Deshaun or Dylan Gabriel is a quarterback, you want them to feel protected. I think so many times those guys, all three of them, got rattled by the pressure. And I'm not saying that these guys are going to get 7 seconds to get rid of the ball. Like that's just unrealistic. But I want them guys to be able to feel comfortable being in there to keep their eyes down the field. So free agency, I would attack the offensive line as best as I could. And if we can luck up in a trade or something to get that left tackle, because that's a premium spot, I would be down for that. I do think guys like Luke Whippler or DeJuan Jones, even though he's dealt with a lot of injuries, or maybe a Tevin Jenkins, if you could bring him back, just have some stability there. I think that could be nice. And then you try to plug in those 2 or 3 spots. And then that puts you in position at 6 to maybe get that wide receiver if that's the case. I think it's like me personally watching the tape, I think it's like 4 of them in the first round. That's like legit first round picks, in my personal opinion. If you can get one of those, or even luck up to get 2 of those, I think that could absolutely help accelerate this offense.
All right, I want you to rank those 4 wide receivers in order of guys you would have liked to cover the least.
Oh man, who I would hate to cover? I think Jordan Tyson would be one of the toughest because he's just very athletic. I think number 2 would be Mekhi Lemon because he's in the slot, and them slots.
Mm-hmm. He's slippery. He like to make plays.
Crafty. The dude is crafty. I am not gonna lie to you. That dude, that is a true football player. Like, he understands the game.
I feel like trying to guard him is like trying to guard Kyrie.
Yeah, like, he crafty. And it's not like he a burner or anything. Like I don't anticipate him running like 4.3. I see him like 4.4 high, maybe even a 4.5. But like the dude route running is crafty, dude. Like I was watching him, like, yeah, he a problem. He gonna be a problem.
He's gonna be the same player at 23 that he's gonna be at 33.
Right. Yes. And then I got Cardinal Tate 3rd, and then I have Casey Concepcion 4th. That's my top 4.
With that Monken offense, does it make you more partial if you're the Browns to somebody like a Casey Concepcion, knowing like the success that they had with Zay Flowers?
Yeah, but I also think like Mekhi Lemon could be that too. You know, I think those 2 guys, because that's what I was when I was watching the film. Me and G. Bush do a breakdown every Thursday where we doing brackets of the wide receiver. We're just looking at highlights. And when I was looking at those 2, Mekhi and KC, I was like, Zay Flowers. We don't have a Zay Flowers. I mean, you could think Isaiah Bond could be that. Maybe he can be. I agree with you, but like, maybe, I'm trying to be optimistic about it. Like, maybe
he wasn't even Zay Flowers in college. Like, like they never used him like that. 2 different schools. He gonna do it in the league?
But no disrespect. Then you got people that's thinking like, okay, maybe we take a Zachariah Branch in the 2nd round or something like that. And I'm just like, I watched him at USC and I wasn't impressed. Like, I know he went to Georgia and he was a little bit better, but like at USC, like he wasn't what I thought he would be. So that's why to me it's like a 4 people draft, like 4 top wide receiver drafts in those 4 guys. But it just depends on me. What do you think of Jerry Jeudy? I think that's ultimately what it comes down. Are you comfortable with Jerry Jeudy being the outside guy? Because he's been productive out there. And people are thinking to themselves, when you hear a number 1 receiver, a lot of people think, oh, that's this 6'4" guy that's on the outside making play. No, that's not necessarily true. Because if you look at what Detroit is doing, Amon-Ra St. Brown is their number 1 receiver, but he plays in the slot. Like that's like Lad McConkey is their number 1 guy. He plays in the slot. Like that's just so like you think
there's a difference between an X and a number 1 option.
Correct. You know? And people need to understand that difference there. So Mekhi Lemon to me, I would be I don't know if about 6 is perfect is the place I would take him. I'll maybe trade back and then take him to 10 or something like that. Because I think you could get more value there. But I do like the more that I watch tape, I still got to watch some Cardinal Tate and some more Jordan Tyson. But the more I look at the tape, I'm comfortable because I know Todd Monken is comfortable with those slot receivers with Zay Flowers and stuff like that. So I think we need that type of guy. And then you put him across from a Harold Fannin. And then if Jeudy gets back to who he could potentially be, like that's not that bad. Like you can make something happen there. So to me, it just matters what they do with the offensive line first.
Talk to you guys real quick about Sleeper, the app for daily fantasy, regular fantasy. And now if you look at the pick section on the Sleeper app and go to the team section, you have predictions that you can now use on the Sleeper app. You can choose winners of games. So let's say you're a Cavs fan, the Cavs play the Wizards or something like that, and you think the Cavs are going to beat the Wizards, you can pick the Cavs to beat the Wizards in that kind of scenario. For me personally, I went with the Cavs getting the championship this year. And of course, you know, I had to throw in the same for the Cleveland Browns winning the next Super Bowl. So if you want to join in the fun on that, make sure you join the Sleeper app. If you also want to use the Sleeper app for all the other things I mentioned, make sure you use the promo code Worst Take. Get a 100% match on up to $100 when you use the promo code Worst Take. Make sure you join the Sleeper app. So there are going to be players on the roster offensively that are going to have to be reevaluated for Todd Monken's offense. I think Jerry Jeudy is one of the main ones we have to talk about. He's always been a weird evaluation to me because when he gets the ball and things are clean, he's pretty good. Yeah. Like he's pretty good. The routes were still good last year most of the time. Yeah. Like he can still get open. It's just a couple of things bother you about Jerry Jeudy, right? Like for some people, it's the body language. I don't know. Wide receiver body language is always pretty bad.
Well, they're divas. They always want the ball, and if they're not getting the ball, then
they want to make plays. They're gonna be upset. Stuff going wrong. The offense at the bottom of the league. You're gonna have an attitude. Yeah. But for me, it's like the inability to catch through any contact. It kind of makes him a curious fit in Todd Monken's offense. Like, see, look, now people gonna think I'm roasting him.
That's he did. Listen, that's the thing. Like, you put it on tape. Like, I don't know what you want people to say. Like, you watch the tape, you drop.
Last year I was all over a TikTok edit. They was trying to make me sound like a hater because I was like, well, he struggles to catch through contact, and then they played the Lil Wayne, the let it all work out after that. I'm like, damn.
That's it. But like I said, like players can't necessarily get mad at somebody for like, look at the tape. Like, what you want me to say? You dropped the ball. Like,
this is all the way through Alabama. Like, you go back to Alabama, you like, man, he does not catch through contact well for whatever reason, right? In Kevin's offense, where it's like on time, you have these spaces that you can operate that are expected to be there. I feel like it's less important that you have to catch through contact. With Todd, like he likes to be vertical, take some shots downfield.
Yeah.
I wonder how Todd feels about him. Because I could see a world where he's like, I'm going to just get the ball to him underneath, just get him some easy touches, let him be explosive, and use him like that, and then put him in the slot because that's where he was successful in 2024, I believe. But
I said that, and people looked at me like, I was like, I put him in the slot. That's me personally. I just put him in. I just think he's better equipped there. I think the way he wants to run routes, because at the X, you can't necessarily be crafty when you on the outside like that. Like you have to be a big body guy that can just go up, catch 50-50 balls and things like that. But when you're in the slot, you actually got wiggle room to improvise the route a little bit more because you got a lot more space to operate with. So to me, the way Jerry Jeudy has always ran routes from coming from college to today, he's always put just a tad bit more sugar at the top of his route. When he breaking it down, it's always one little extra.
You remember Odell? When Odell was here, they had his wide receiver coach, I think, that was at LSU with him. And it was Hard Knocks. And he was talking to Odell, and he was like, you always do that extra shit at the top of your route. Because Odell, he was like, you always doing this. What's this? What's that supposed to do?
And he's even when he was coming out, I always said like he do one little extra move that he eliminated that, it'd be a lot better. But hey, if that's what worked for you, that's what worked for you. But I feel like in the slot, you can get away with that just a tad bit more. And Todd Monken talks a little bit about how he wants his quarterbacks to be mobile, to be able to improvise a couple of routes or a couple of plays and things like that. I do think that better suits a Jerry Jeudy. If you got a guy who your quarterback's going to buy you a little more time to improvise the route a little bit, that does work in the favor of a Jerry Jeudy.
All right, so Jerry Jeudy. What about Cedric Tillman? He's curious to me because he is injured a lot. Sometimes when he's out there, you can see the vision of like what he could be. When he's practicing, you see it because you're like, hey, he's a big dude, like good athlete.
Yeah.
He should be able to figure it out.
Health has always been his issue because it was the funny thing about him is it was a time when Jameis took over where he scored like maybe 3 or 4 consecutive weeks in the red zone. So
Yeah.
you're thinking with his body size, every receiver, when you look at him, people draft him for different reasons. He comes off as the big body 50-50 ball guy that can really to do damage in the red zone. And for the beginning of his career, that's what he was. He was killing them in the red zone. But then injuries played a part, and then and I also think it's a maturity thing with him as well. I think he's got to grow up as well, which is why it's perfect that they got a Todd Monken, because I think a lot of guys on this roster got to grow up. But it's like I don't know if I can truly trust him every down as the guy. That's where I'm having the issue with him. I do think there's production with him in the red zone for sure, but like every down, I don't know, because he doesn't win consistently enough, and he don't have enough in his bag to create the separation enough to be able to be that consistent.
Yeah, and I don't think he is somebody that can win 50-50 ball situations.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He doesn't really do it all the time, which like goes to that note about consistency. Yeah, it's kind of like he kind of reminds me of, you remember Greg Little when he was here?
Yes, Greg Little the ball though.
Yeah, I mean Greg, he don't drop as much as Greg Little, but I remember it was like Bomani Jones was like, Greg Little can do everything you would dream a wide receiver can do, except catch the ball, and that's kind of the problem. Like
the most important part.
That's kind of the problem, right?
Did he come from North Carolina?
Yes, he came from North Carolina. Oh man, Greg Little, Browns legend. But yeah, it's. I think that's kind of like with the Browns wide receiver room. They have some things that they might be able to make some more use out of. I don't know how many receivers you think they need to add in the offseason? Do you think they need to add a vet and a rookie, or do you think they need double rookie? Like, what do you think they need to do there?
They definitely need to add a vet. I mean, that's
what kind. If you wanted to bring an adult in the room, who would you bring in?
I don't even know who's available. I need somebody that has some success, that understands what it takes to win every day. The ones that got great practice habits, that understands how practice translates to the game. Because to be honest with you, they need to be taught. These guys really need to be taught how to be successful in the NFL. I just don't think that that's something that Kevin really harped on. And you can just tell by what you saw on Sunday. It's just the discipline and all of those things. It just seemed like the Browns came off to me as a team that if practice was over at 5, those guys was out of there by 5:15. Like it ain't no doing no extra stuff. Like we gonna boom and I'm out of here. Like that's what it came off as. And you're not gonna be successful being able to do something like that. So I need a true guy that says, hey, meetings end at 5, but we gonna do some extra film until 6. Like everybody ain't receivers, we ain't going nowhere. Like we need that type of stuff, right? I think the rookies, I think Todd's going to do a great job of like getting guys to fall in line, but you still need to see the success. You need a guy that's been successful, that knows how to win, so these guys can see how they work. Because Jerry Jeudy, I like him, but like I said, Jerry Jeudy is one of those guys that if things ain't going right, it reflects in his play, his attitude, and all those things. If things is going well, he's happy, he's willing to do the extra stuff and all those things, but he's very hot and cold, and you can't have that as the leader of the room. Like that can't be the case. It has to be a guy that's more solid, emotionally than that. So I would love for them to add one of those guys. I don't know exactly who I described, but one of those guys.
Yeah, definitely. Like, speak from your perspective, like when you were a younger player, like how much does having that veteran in your position room versus just like having somebody as your position coach, like that helps? Like what's the difference between the help that you get from that?
Everybody knows I started my career in Seattle. Shout out to Seattle for winning the Super Bowl too. But so I started with the LOB, which is the best you could ever do, and you never know how people are going to be, right? Like, because we're in competition. So like, why would he teach me or tell me anything? Like I'm quote unquote coming for his spot, quote unquote. So when I got there, your coaches they'll sit there and they'll tell you everything, but it's a coach, like the players know because they're out there doing it. A coach can tell you so much, but it's like, you ain't really out here. So you don't know, like maybe that worked for what you've seen before, but like, maybe that doesn't work with me. It's the players that actually spend time with you after practice, that's like walking you through it. Like Sherm actually stayed after practice to walk me through my technique and show me how to get better in my technique and things like that. And those was much more valuable than a coach saying it. As much as I respected all of those coaches, and there were some great coaches at Seattle, so I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying like Sherm, Cam, Earl, like those guys, when they actually took the time out to walk me through it and show me how to do it, it was way more valuable to me. And I'm not saying the Browns don't do that. I just don't know if the Browns have a guy that they respect to like it's the LOB.
It's sure.
Like these is all pro.
You're not about to it's a difference.
It has to be right. It has to work because I know it works because the dude is successful on Sunday. With Jerry Jeudy, like again, not knocking him in any way. He's a good player, but like I'm just saying, like I've watched you go out there and drop the ball. I've watched you not have production. I've watched you give up on plays and have attitude. So like it's hard for me to just buy into everything that you're saying. So that to me that's a problem in that room for me.
It's not a lot of dudes who when they talk on offense, the room get quiet. Right. Like Myles Garrett get up, talk, room quiet. Like I'm listening. He's just pencil scribing. He about to tell you some shit you absolutely cannot athletically do. Like what you want to do is teleport
what I'm saying.
to the quarterback. Okay. All right. I'll try it, Myles.
Like Joe Batonio stand up, we gonna shut up because I gotta hear what Joe talking. But that's not there no more. There isn't a guy that like
I was talking about this, I think, with Nick Chubb last year. I'm like, the one value I thought people were overlooking on a dude like Nick Chubb is like, people gonna listen to him if he got something to say.
Well, he don't
like on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah. That makes his words more even more valuable because you hearing from Nick Chubb. And I think that's the one thing that, like, if you look at some of the turnover from 2023 and on, it's like they lost a lot of that on the offensive side of the ball of guys like Amari Cooper, right? Like, good practice habits, a vet in the league, somebody that a lot of dudes looked up to growing up because Amari Cooper, like, as much as he was a good NFL player, he was cold in college.
Like, I mean, the dude almost won the Heisman.
Yeah. Like, at a time where they absolutely were trying to get that to anybody but a quarterback. Right, like so, because Derrick Henry had to force him to give him that one, right? Did he get it?
Derrick Henry got it.
Derrick got it.
He didn't get it that year that they was together, but he got it for sure.
Yeah, I remember
his last year. Marcus Mariota got it because we played at Old State. We played him, Melvin, and Marcus, Melvin, and Amari was the three we had to beat to win it all.
That was the year Jameis Winston did the fall over interception at the Rose Bowl. That was the moment I started questioning what this is going to look like in the pros.
He might got a little goof in him. He giveth and he taketh.
That's the goofiest thing I had ever seen on a football field. But yeah, they need to find that. And I think that's really hard to manufacture when you're trying to like bring it from a free agent. Like, is that something that's more difficult? Is getting that from somebody who's been with the organization for a long time?
It does hit harder when the guy has been with that organization and has had success with that organization. It does resonate with the younger guys. But if it's a big name type of guy that comes over in free agency, like, for example, let's say it was Keenan Allen or something like that. You're going to listen to Keenan Allen. Like, it's Keenan Allen. Like, come on now, the dude has had a ton of success in the NFL. He might be on the end of his ropes or on his last leg, but like he can still got the knowledge that a young guy's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to what you're saying. So to me, it just kind of depends on who the guy is.
I think we saw this with Joe Flacco last year, where like I was like, I'd never seen this many people have so much respect for Joe Flacco in my life because like it was the way they was talking about it was like, oh, Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champ. You could feel that they was trying to fill the void of that with Joe. And then they traded Joe, which probably had some problems to add on top of that, right? That I think they were okay with at the time because they didn't think they were going to win any games, but I don't know. Like
when they traded Joe, it was basically them waving the white flag on the season.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, what if there is a plan there because they know how young they are. Andrew Berry has referenced that he anticipates being young, which is like ominous as hell if you on that offense and you over like 27, 28 years old. You hit the GM like, we expect a lot of turnover. We expect to be younger. And you looking around like,
get my bags packed.
Hey, David Njoku.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you renting, please.
Listen, he didn't have the most passionate Cleveland speeches. He ain't coming back. I'm telling you.
Hey, dog. Yeah,
he ain't coming back. It's over with.
Yeah, it's over with, dog. They done told you exactly what's about to happen. He
He
about to be out there in Atlanta with Kevin.
That's exactly what him and Kyle Pitts. They got to re-sign Pitts, but they might replace him with like Isaiah Likely or something like that.
Yeah. Well, who do you think Todd Monken brings in to kind of be his guys in there? Because I feel like Pat Ricard is pretty much a lot.
That's what everybody. You're the second person that I heard say that.
Because you look at have you seen what like he used Pat Ricard for like 2023, where he's playing like 7 different positions, and I'm like, there's one dude who could do that, and there's one guy who's going to ask that of him. Yeah. Like there's one Pat Ricard and there's one position for him.
I feel like it's either that or he's going to
New York.
Yeah, that's the only 2 places.
Well, who New York hire? Is it Matt Rule, their offensive coordinator? Or was it Grant?
No, did they get Nagy? Didn't they get Nagy?
Matt Nagy. Yeah, Nagy. That's the Matt they got.
I don't think the Chiefs used the full.
Nah, they don't.
Yeah, I guess he ain't got no
choice.
Here,
bro. He coming here.
Yeah.
With the rest of the Ravens staff, he coming over here. Like
that's a fact. That's what's good though. I mean, you need somebody on that offense that can also help other guys learn that offense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it can't be like all based on the quarterback. Even though you want it to be, you want guys that in sticky situations. Like let's say Pat Ricard is like a pass pro guy. Like on third downs, instead of having Quinshawn out there, you got him out there because you got a young Shador or Dylan Gabriel, and they might get confused, and he can be like, hey, change the protection, or look, blitz right there, something like that. Like that could help a young guy a little bit better. A guy that's been in that system, maybe he can fill that role as well.
Do you make any changes at quarterback?
As far as the room?
Do you bring somebody in for competition at the top of it? I mean, like, I think this all depends on if you actually factor in Deshaun Watson as like.
Yeah.
I don't. Like he had a throwing shoulder injury that took him out for the year, and then tore his Achilles twice. Regardless of what you even feel about Deshaun Watson, I feel like physically it ain't there no more. We saw it. If that man paid $8 million, we would not be talking about Deshaun Watson. The only reason to talk about him because he make 45,
that's
right?
Yeah.
But they have already said they're okay punting it.
I mean, listen, the way I look at him is, I think you gotta look at, because he gonna be here. Like he's gonna be here
every 3 months, Tyvis. Like, every 3 months, Tyvis. Every time people remember he makes $46 million and factor in, he's gonna play. They gonna have to give him a shot.
He was gonna play. He's gonna be here though.
And I'm like, hey man, he's gonna be emergency quarterback all season. That's what he's gonna be. He can't be on the practice squad. He got to be on the active roster. He going to be the 49th man dressed up on that sideline all year.
No,
that's what he going to do.
No, I think
there's no way they can factor him in and play. He's missed more time than he missed when he came from Houston. And we saw what that time did from Houston to him. Like, nothing about this is like, yeah, we're going to get great results.
It depends on, I need to see him in spring ball. I need to see him in OTAs. I do.
Man.
I do. You got to see, because what the problem is, the zip on the ball, he lost a little of it when he had the shoulder surgery. Now that he's been further removed, maybe it could have built back up. I'm trying to be optimistic here.
Why is he further removed from the shoulder surgery? Because he's had 2 Achilles recoveries.
It's been a couple of years.
Right. Well, he can't. Your lower half matters when you throw that football. He got what's left there to create any explosion out of his base when he throws that football?
He been throwing.
I'm sure.
It's in the hips. You got to turn the hips on that throw.
Yeah, you need your Achilles to do the hip turn.
I got to see. Listen, I got to see him in spring ball first. I got to see. And then
I've seen enough Deshaun Watson in 7-on-7 in Cleveland, man. If I see this man play flag football one more time, Tyvis, I'm just gonna be real with you. Because then if he keep playing 7-on-7, we go, oh, we gotta see what it look like in pads, and we know what this gonna be, man.
It's a different offense. It's more his. Isn't it more his speed?
I'll grant this. It is a different offense, and maybe Kevin's offense did not fit him correctly. But
clearly,
yeah, I think that's fair. I also think it's fair to say he was so bad in Kevin's offense that I don't see a simple chain of fit and offense making that much more of a difference, right?
You ain't optimistic.
I am optimistic when there is optimism there to be had. Okay, with Deshaun Watson, there's nothing left. We are back. Tyvis, I want you to realize we're back to hoping that he turns back into 2023 Deshaun Watson.
No, we not. No, we not.
We're not even hoping he turned into 2023 Deshaun Watson, which in 2023, we were hoping he turned into 2020 Deshaun Watson.
I think people have moved on. Like I don't think anybody expects anything of Deshaun Watson. I think it's really about Shedeur either being good or really bad, because either way you win in both situations. Whether Shedeur is really good, okay, good. You got a quarterback that you can move forward with. If he's really bad, then you get the first pick in the draft and you can get another top guy. So to me, he is the most logical answer to be the starting quarterback.
I got a question on that logic. All right. So when people say that, right, if Shedeur is really bad, you're going to get the first pick. I mean, no disrespect when I say this. Shedeur was bad last year. We didn't get the first pick of the draft.
They won.
That's my point. The defense is going to give them a floor of wins. So I feel like what's most likely. They
say it's supposed to be a handful of quarterbacks this upcoming draft.
They said that last year.
No, they did.
It was supposed to be Kane Clement. It was supposed to be Lenore Sellers.
It's supposed to be at least two. It's two.
Okay. If there were two quarterbacks.
You even said Dante Moore.
I like Dante Moore.
And Archibald Manning. Okay. That's at least two.
If there were two quarterbacks in this class, would we be able to get one?
Who's got the second pick? The Jets? No, we wouldn't.
No, we would not. Okay. So here's my problem with the logic. People go like, oh, I think we're going to be good and we know. Or then I'm like, more than likely, he's going to be mediocre and we're going to be picking at 8.
Let me ask you this, okay?
Right?
Let me ask you this. You just watched the Super Bowl. Is them two quarterbacks top 10 in the league?
No, they're not top 10 in the league.
So would you say that things maybe transition? Would you say that Jalen Hurts was a top 10 quarterback?
I would say from where we are to Jalen Hurts is a massive gap. Okay? Regardless of if you think they're that good. We are so far away from Sam Darnold right now, dog.
All I'm saying is the Browns they might be on to something and we just don't see it. Like if they defense can be lights out, because that's the Patriots and Seattle's defense was really good this year, and we could get competent quarterback play, maybe they could turn things around quicker but you need weapons. You do need guys on the outside, receivers and stuff like that. But I get it's not like those two quarterbacks are the top guys in the league. Like
no, you might not need the number one pick.
It used to be you need a top 5 quarterback to win the Super Bowl. That's literally what everybody said. And the past 2 winners have not had that, and they've had defenses. So it could be the turn.
Well, I would point out though, both those guys got drafted in the top 5.
They did. not Jalen Hurts. Did Jalen Hurts get drafted in the top 5?
Yeah, but the vast majority of quarterbacks that are starting in the NFL did get drafted in the top 5.
I agree.
So either we're gonna rehabilitate a former top 5 pick, or we're gonna draft a top 5 pick.
There's a lot of fans that would tell you Shedeur Sanders should have been a first round pick.
Hey, look, man, I'm not trying to get more smoke with these people, but that was never gonna happen. That was never gonna happen. Like, I'm with them when they get mad about him falling out of day 2. All right, yeah, that didn't make sense. Day 1, I saw day 1 coming. I was like, yeah, I don't think he getting drafted day 1. Pittsburgh don't take him at 22. That's it. Like,
a lot of people, Yeah.
Yeah. Now that was what was known before the draft. That was not a mystery. But yeah, and again, it don't matter if you hypothetically could have been taken in the top 5, right? Like that's not something.
That's what people would tell you. They would say he should have been taken in the first round. I think now Tyler Shuck Tyler Shuck should have been taken in the first round, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, he like 26 too, so like,
what does that have to do with anything?
I'm just, if you compare him to other quarterbacks who are his age, it's still.
Bo Nix was 26, wasn't he?
No, Bo Nix was like 24.
Bo Nix played 2 complete college careers. What are you talking about? He had a whole career at Auburn and a whole career at Oregon.
Sound like you on the Dylan trade. This is the Dylan Gabriel argument right here. You know,
Dylan Raiola will be next.
Oh man. Speaking of Dylan Gabriel, I feel so bad for him because I've never seen a worse fit for him.
He might get they might. You see, Kirk
he might be with Kevin.
Atlanta, so he
might be back there with Kevin. Him and David and Njoku reunite.
Hey, they going listen. The Falcons fans gonna have an uproar if that happens.
It is fascinating watching Kevin just run it back. Like nothing was wrong.
It tells you exactly what everybody thought. Like he was forced to fire his staff. He didn't want to, and he believed it works.
It tells me a lot about why the Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski broke apart. Because one, it tells me Kevin Stefanski really did not want to evolve what he was doing.
No.
Had no interest in doing that.
Not at all.
And he did not feel like he had to do that. And I don't know if Kevin's right about that.
Well, and it's the funny thing is we gonna find out this year. I just think they're
not gonna be terrible offensively.
Who?
The Falcons. They're not gonna be terrible.
They shouldn't be.
Yeah, they got enough of a floor there to where I think Kevin can get away with being simple for like a year. Year 2 though.
They can't go 8-9 or anything less.
Well.
Because if they do, it's gonna be upward. Because you fired the coach and he was 8-9. So,
and they don't like Kevin out there.
Not at all. Yeah, they want Shedeur Sanders. I mean, that Dion went there. So like you.
Mm-hmm. And if he trade for Dylan, that's gonna be crazy.
Trade for Dylan, all
the conspiracy theorists are gonna be like, I knew it.
Twitter gonna be on fire that day.
They gonna be tweeting at Michael Penix. Watch out, young man.